Archana. I'm still stuck here in India during this lockdown, trying to survive this pandemic just like many of you. Today I'll continue with my second episode of Science Bites, and I'll continue to speak about sewage, which is very close to my heart, like I've told you before. So let's go back 4,500 years ago to the Indus Valley civilization. There were several urban cities back then, like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. And these cities had some of the best sewage systems ever known to the world in ancient times. We've tried to find similarities in the world, but we've failed to find any of them in Egypt and Mesopotamia. And not until about 2,500 years later did we see the aqueducts made by the Romans, which were also a fantastic invention. Now the drainage system in the Indus Valley civilization was marvelous because they used brick stones. These bricks were used, they built these drains on the sides of the roads, and they would cover them with wooden shields that would separate the solid waste and prevent the solid waste from getting washed away in the water. And they would also have these stones that would cover the drains, so they could lift them up and clean the drains every now and then. But today, India has completely transformed. It's the rivers that we know, these beautiful rivers and tributaries like the Ganges, the Kaveri, none of them can be used as a beautiful waterfront for us to sit and enjoy. We use them as a sewage dump. In fact, I live right close to the Adyar River, and it used to be, the road is actually called the Boat Club Road because it's known to have had a lot of boat clubbing in the past. But now I shudder to even show you what the Adyar River looks like because it's completely transformed to a sewage dump. So how does a country that had one of the world's best sewage systems in ancient times transform? How did it transform to one that has a very poor water and sanitation record? Now let's look at the Swachh Bharat initiative in India. This has been a good initiative that the government has come up with a couple of years ago, and they promised and over-delivered by building about 60 million latrines, free toilets, to lots of people in the urban and in the rural parts of India. But has this helped? This hasn't. In fact, open defecation has not reduced at all, and it has actually given a premise and has increased manual scavenging. Now I'll tell you what I mean. When you have a toilet which is not connected by pipes and channels to a functional sewage system, and when people use such a toilet, the sewage cannot be automatically removed. It has to be manually removed. And people just don't want to do that. So they would rather defecate in the open than use these free toilets that the government has been building for about 3 to 4 years now. So if India needs to solve its water and sanitation problem for public health and for improved water quality for water supply, it needs to stop building free toilets, and it needs to connect these toilets by a functional sewage system that connects every single nook and corner of this country. Now let's take Hong Kong. It has a population of about 7 million people and has 270 sewage treatment plants. India has a population of 1,020 million people, but it has only 800 sewage treatment plants, and several of them don't work. So what are the constraints that we're facing? Is it money? Are we a poor country and we don't have enough money to solve this crisis? Or is it a question of will and execution? It's definitely not a question of money, and I'll tell you why. India is building a sewage treatment plant in Delhi for about 600 crore rupees. And this is going to take care of about half the population of Delhi, 4 million people. If we were to scale this up and estimate the cost of treating all of India's sewage, it comes to about a third of India's defense budget. And you need to remember that this is only going to be a one-time investment to take care of our sewage needs. This is also about 0.8% of the GDP. And to get you to relate to this a little bit better, it's about half of the stimulus that the government has given for COVID-19. So all we need to do is set up a body which has, just like we do for large-scale metro projects, with metrics to track, and it's something that's definitely doable. So yes, absolutely it's doable, but will it get done? I'm not sure. That's yet to be seen. So thank you for watching. Stay healthy, stay safe, and stay tuned for more Science Bites with me. Bye.